Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6. I still can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud. With me is David Pritt. Dave just said to me then, he said, you'll have to recap the game because I've sort of banished it all from my memory. Well, it started all right, 32 seconds in, we got a penalty that Bruno Fernandes obviously scored. And after that, it was probably the worst performance I've seen by a Manchester United team in recent memory. I mean, all joking aside, Dave, what went wrong today? Why were we so bad?
You can probably say it was we didn't have a proper pre-season. I mean, we had that one friendly game, and maybe this is like what pre-season would have been like if we had it, because we just looked knackered and just look out of it. But that defence today, it's inexcusable what they did. I mean, Maguire, supposed to be one of the best English centre backs of all time. Well, not all time, but they talk like that, garbage. But he comes in, everyone's excited. No Lindelof, fucking bring Lindelof back and then. Listen, I've had my critics when I've slagged Luke Shaw off. I mean, how many times have I said he's not good enough? Everyone seems to think he's this brilliant player. Listen, if that doesn't show you today that he's just a bang average left back, nothing will, because there's no desire. Did you see him once sprint to try and win the ball? He was just jogging at the same pace every time, and it's just so frustrating, going missing at points. And then it didn't help with Martial getting sent off stupidly, really. I mean, people are going to say, oh, he got it first, but listen, he was an idiot for hitting back. What's going to happen is Premier League football, how many cameras are on you? Even if he didn't even go to VAR because they probably told him he's there straight away, yeah, you hit him.
Well, Andy Taylor was watching it, I think. If you look, I'm pretty sure Andy Taylor was just straight over there.
He was just stupid. I mean, he's a professional footballer. I know it wasn't even like we were 6-1. If it was 6-1 down, yeah, you can fuck off, But it was it 2-1 at the time?
Yeah, I think that was it. I mean...
But even if he stayed on, would it have been anything different? Maybe they might have scored one goal, but I think we still conceded 6 because the defence was so poor. The first goal, comical. Maguire wrestling with Luke Shaw, get out of the way as he was about to clear it, and then it was just bizarre. Luke Shaw went missing for one of the goals where he's playing left back, but he's in between both the centre backs. I don't know what he's doing, and it made the midfield look crap. I mean, Pogba still looks absolutely knackered. Obviously this coronavirus hit him worse than what we thought. I mean, he's not got it anymore, but he just looks knackered, and he's still not starting Van der Beek. There must be a reason behind that, because he's only started him once, and he's looked all right every time he's come on. And then, I mean, he's took the blame today, Ollie, but I can't blame him. It's everyone would have put that team out more or less. If the managers were in reversed, Ollie was Spurs manager and Jose was United manager, I think the result would have been the same, because with that poor at the back, every attack they had, really, they scored. But yeah, the only criticism I have was he didn't really go for it. We were 4-1 down at half time. He should have just gone, right, if we get beat 10-1, it don't matter, let's change it, let's do something different.
Can he go for it though? I get where you're coming from, but me and you were talking at half time. We looked at that bench, and it's about as underwhelming as you can get for when you're chasing a 3-goal deficit. There was no attackers on there. There was no strikers. I mean, I get where you're coming from, and I think, this is Man United. We should always go down punching or whatever. But you look at that bench, I mean, his options were limited, weren't they?
Yeah, but he took Greenwood off. Why take him off?
Yeah, that baffled me.
Yeah, that's the decision where I just don't get it. I mean, I said to you, I think, at half time that get both centre-backs off and play...
you said McTominay and Matic.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been any worse, would it? To be honest. And then have Mata in the middle or someone creative, and just go for it. Just play a high line and just go for it. The score would have ended up the same if you didn't go right, but we might have got a couple of goals and it looked better. But I just don't know what the answer is. Everyone's going to have a go at Woodward again, and he was there today, but he wasn't there. The actual owners who actually have the money, they're the ones in charge of it. Everyone's saying that Woodward's not doing this, but I think he's just a puppet for the Glazers, really. You're there to make us money, and then when there's bad criticism, you're going to take the blame from us, because they're untouchable, really. It's just, and I feel a little bit bad for him in certain ways, because he does one part of his job so well for us, but...
Does he though? Because Dave, I think if you look at the projection, right, I hear this argument all the time with Woodward, that he brings in the money, right? But if you look at the projection for United, in 2001 to 2004, our projection in terms of revenue was like that. And then it's gone like that. So, and it's United. If you go into companies and saying, we've got millions of fans globally, we've got this, we've got that. I mean, it's like selling water in the desert, isn't it? Surely.
No, but then we can say, yeah, we're Premier League champions. We only won the Champions League 2 years ago. We're this big club. We won the FA Cup. We're in the FA Cup final. We're doing this, doing that. Of course, they're going to come. We've been shit since Fergie left, really, and he's still managed to get big, massive deals in, pull them out of nowhere. I mean, some Mexican crisps that no one's ever heard of. He's getting millions off them.
What good? I mean, even if that's the case, right? What good is that to us, though?
Because wouldn't we be even in worse shit if we didn't have that money we've got now? We think it's bad now, but imagine if you didn't have that, we'd be having nothing. We'd be selling people. I reckon we'd be selling people like Rashford off just to get a bit of income in, because
that's the way you draw the line. In terms of, I mean, we could talk about the owners and Woodward and all the rest of it all day. You mentioned there, you've just gone through several players in that team.
Just let me describe. I'm not like a. I love Ed Woodward.
You got it there first, right? He loves it. Clip that bit. That I love Ed Woodward bit. I'm not the bit where he says I'm not. I love Ed Woodward. Just take the I'm not off. I know you're not, mate. You mentioned Eric Bailly. You mentioned Luke Shaw. What does Ollie do now? Does he drop these players? Does he say, right, tell us he's coming in, Lindelof, you're back in the team? Or does he say, you know what, you've had a stinker, you know, that old saying, you got us into this fucking mess, you get us out of it. How does he go about it?
I'm going to be a bit controversial and say, if we can't get rid of Chris Smalling, why not play him? Honestly, if you can't get rid of him, don't loan him out. We have someone who, he did look good last season. I know it was in Italy, but someone who was performing one of the, you know, the better centre backs, better than what we've got. So if he comes in and he's shit, oh well, so the rest of us are shit, so it's fine. But if he's better than what they are, it's got to be a bit of a bonus, you know. And plus, you can say to the players, "Listen, you're not going to be playing. We've got someone else," and then they'll put their ideas up, because they just look like they just can't be asked. The back four, even like Wan-Bissaka, yeah, he was better at the four, but he was still.
I mean, I think if you're given ratings, you probably go like Wan-Bissaka maybe 3. The others 2 and 1 or something. Innit? I mean, I get where you're coming from. It was an abject performance, but
Shaw gets 1.
Just for putting the kit on, I give you 1. Do you know what I mean? Just for putting your boots on the right feet.
To be fair, I did try and clear the first ball before Maguire wrestled him out of the way.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, we're laughing because I have to laugh, otherwise I'll start crying. But I mean, our rival fans or rivals, you must be looking at that and just pissing themselves. I mean, that is farcical, isn't it?
Yeah, and once again, I don't think anyone could have done anything about it, because would you put that team out today?
Yeah, and when I saw that team, I was like, makes sense.
Yeah, and we did attack a little bit. I mean, Rashford at the post, Greenwood had a couple of shots, but it's just everything at the back's just poor. And if we can't defend, that's just the way you start. You win from the back, don't you? You score goals from the back. It's just the less you, like the Kevin Keegan way, the less you concede, the more, you know.
This is getting bad, Dave. We're quoting Kevin Keegan now. We've hit rock bottom, hey. I tell you what, he's got to go to Scarborough and get something. Just finally, do you still back this manager?
Yeah, because I do think he's trying to do things in the right way. I think the way we do play when we look good, you know, when we're fit, we look all right. We score goals. The front three are usually good. They weren't. I mean, like I say, they did do a couple of things today. They didn't score really, but they look good. And even the first attack with Martial, the way we started the game, you know, quick balls, and like with 30 seconds, we're in. And if he didn't get tripped up, he'd probably had a shot and maybe scored. But I think once the second goal went in, the Reds, and especially when Martial got sent off, I think the Reds just went down. And then there's just no excuse for jogging when there's a player on the right going to cross a ball, and if you jog to him, there's just no excuse for that. No defending the defence.
No defending. I like that. The defence. There you go. You can't defend what was an awful performance by Manchester United's defence and pretty much the rest of the team. That's been Dave Pritt. I've been Jay Motti. This has been Stretford Paddock. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.